I'm like, oh, we put a note.
Apparently we've been streaming for a while, so hi everyone.
Awesome.
Oh no, it was only a preview. I beg your pardon.
Oh,
Don't panic, everything's fine.
gosh, I can't take back all that stuff I said.
Yeah, I know. Alright, hello Twitch and YouTube. You just saw us for a few minutes as we had a bit of confusion. But anyway, we're all here. We're all going, yes, there are 5 of us this week. 5 of
Woo!
us. Because I like pain when it comes to editing.
Yay, pain.
Alright, let's see, usual disclaimer. Well, firstly, let me send out the tweet. Thank you, Charlie, I saw that. On OotiniCast. Just tweeting it.
I am not in the chat, just so you guys know. So if anyone's saying anything on chat, I am not seeing it. Apologies, I can't do 2 things at once.
Oh, neither can I.
Not right now.
Alright, yeah, so good morning everyone. This is, as you can probably see, the raw, unedited version of the show. Effectively, it's our backup if anything goes wrong with our individual recordings, which we all do. This is episode 256. If you want to hear the actual polished, edited version, then wait for the MP3, where you get it all, including Swoderista's segment, which again, I'm not going to play this week. She did send it through. She almost didn't because she was on a holiday. So, but yes, that will be in the final version of the show. Everyone's tweeting and all the notifications are popping up. Alright. Cool. Alright, anything we want to cover before we start? I have picked a winner.
Okay.
We haven't got much news. We'll cover what's there. I don't think I'll cover that. I keep putting it off.
I was going to say, I was wondering if you're going to do like Sonic Digest or something.
No, not this week. Since there isn't a lot of content to talk about, I would sort of ask you to feel free to just express your opinions, but whenever I've done that in the past, we end up going for way too long, so...
Hours of editing.
Just be reasonable in what you say. If you got something to say, say it, but just don't talk for the sake of talking, Charlie.
How did I guess you were going to put me?
I thought that was going to be a fee.
I saw that coming. I was actually going to say, oh yeah, I'm just waiting for you to edit my stuff out. Yeah.
Anyway, alright, Jill, I think we are good to go.
Alright then. Going in 5. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast, the podcast that is afraid it will never be as strong as Darth Vader. This is episode 256, being recorded on Wednesday, April 13th, 2016. I'm your host, Chill, with our producer and co-host, Tio. Hi, Tio.
Hey, guys.
And our guests today are Fiona, Dekion, and Charlie Karnatoko as well. We've got everyone here. So, Fiona, what you been up to? How's it going?
Oh, well, it's stressful over here. We hear about poor... Tio and Ari and Arwen and baby troubles, but let me tell you about grad school. I'm currently in clinic and also in classes, and this is finals week, so you're actually lucky I'm here, so be thankful.
Okay. What does in clinic mean?
In clinic, I am actually seeing patients as an intern in the clinic that's on my campus. So,
nice.
3 days a week I'm there, 2 days a week I'm in classes, and I had a radiology exam today that did not go well, so it's all right, I'll pass, right?
That's right, you will.
So it's good, but I only have 35 weeks and 2 days left, which is incidentally the countdown to Rogue One as well, so.
That sounds like a celebration time coming.
Yeah, celebrate my graduation by releasing Rogue One. So that was pretty nice of them.
Awesome.
In game, however, I have done a couple things. I've been yelled at by several people in the guild because it's finals week. They're like, "What are you doing, woman? Go study." But I've played Chapter 12 on my main, on Fiona. I'm going to hold off on the rest. I'm trying, because I know she's light side no matter what, so it's fairly easy. But everyone else, I just don't really know what I've done because they're sort of, how do you feel today kind of people.
Right.
So because my choices matter, I have been not running through them one chapter at a time because I'm completely confused as to who did what. So there's that. Just in case something major happens. So anyway, yeah. And also we did Rage Side Ops. This is our 4th week, I think, of Fridays where we're doing ops with the same 8 people, generally the same 8 people. Been really fun. Terror from Beyond is truly my favorite so far. It's so fun. I love it. It's beautiful. It's crazy. I just love it. And once you get the mechanics on that final boss, it's just kind of cool.
It is. That's a fun
So
fight.
that's what we've been doing. We also had the Parade of Strongholds this weekend, which was Saturday, which was really fun. There were almost 50 people there.
Wow.
We had 2
Nice.
ops groups going, and we got to see, it's just fun to run around people's strongholds. You get great ideas for decorating. You get to see things you will never win as a non-PvPer. Although the hut ball thing, the thing that you can throw the hut ball and people explode, I guess. I'm not sure, but do you know what I'm talking about, the deco?
I don't know, actually.
Oh,
I haven't checked that one out.
There's a hut ball deco. And Vasmi, one of the girls who was there, actually gave one to me because she's like, well, I have so many PvP comms. You can have this. So that was super nice. So thank you, Vasmi. That was very cool. Haven't put it out yet, but apparently people explode and it's fun. So we'll see what happens.
If you don't know, I think you can get that from the fleet. There's a vendor where you give all your Warzone comms to.
Right.
You can get it from there.
Yeah, and that's what she did. I personally don't have very many PvP comms, Warzone comms, but she's maxing out on them and wants to give them away. So she bought that for me from the vendor and sent it to me, which was so nice. So that was cool. Although, in the name of PvPing, we did go do Commanders on Alderaan. However, you don't get flagged anymore.
Oh, wow.
So we were there and people were like landing and looking at us. I mean, you could tell they were stopping and like, what the heck's going on here? But we weren't flagged, so they couldn't fight back. And so at one point, Deck just chased one of them down the street on Alderaan. It was super funny. But obviously, there's really no threat because you're not flagged.
Right.
This is a consequence of the gameplay focus areas. So now that we have these separate PvE, PvP instances, there's all kinds of unintended consequences, it seems, and this would appear to be one of them. As far as I know, you cannot flag up when you're in a PvE instance, so you just cannot.
Yeah.
So
So it was kind of a bummer because that's sort of
gone.
a fun part of doing that, of getting the commanders is, oh no, we're going to be flagged. What if someone comes and fights back kind of thing. But not a chance of that anymore.
Not so much.
So.
now just go and kick their ass. Yeah.
Exactly, which is pretty much what we did. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Right. Dekion, how about your week?
A lot of play. On Saturday, I participated with Blakelock and Jesse on sort of a pre-event stream that Blakelock did, which was really cool. We just kind of walked around his stronghold and he explained all of his decorations and his themes and things. And that was kind of fun. It was over on the Red Eclipse server, so I had to create a character over there and try to get up to a level that I could actually get to a stronghold, meaning getting to the fleet, so I was able to do that. And then the actual event itself was pretty cool. It took us a little bit to get everyone organized into the 2 ops groups, but we had pretty much, I want to say 2 full ops groups, so almost 48 people.
Almost.
Running around, and everybody who visited the strongholds would all of a sudden, we'd see all these achievements for the number of people in their strongholds,
right?
Which was kind of a bonus for the people that were participating.
That is cool.
Strongholds were amazing.
Yeah.
Each one had a theme, and what we did was we allowed the owner to kind of walk through and explain why he or she did this, and the theme of this room or the theme of that room, and how the colors were synced up with everything. And it was really cool. We had 2 grand prize winners. We couldn't decide on only one, so we had to pick 2. And Utini's own Ivalon won, and Unholy Alliance's Vasmi also took away grand prize.
Very nice.
And it was very awesome. And then afterwards, directly afterwards, since we pretty much had almost 12 or 15 people in the guild, we decided to run the Terror from Beyond, which was super cool.
Yeah.
And we ran with a couple of people that hadn't run Terror from Beyond before, or even hadn't run an op before. And so Dread was awesome at explaining all the mechanics as we would go through. We did really well up until the final boss, and then we kind of agreed, all right, guys, we're going to wipe the first time just so you can see the map, because you can look at the maps that you find online with the spots to stay and where the tentacles are going to come out.
Yeah.
But until you're actually in that fight, you really don't understand what's going on.
Right.
So we went through, we ended up wiping, and then we beat it, which was awesome. And
Cool.
I got my 4th piece of set armor from that.
Oh,
so I was
yeah,
pretty
so
happy
did
about
I.
that. That was Saturday, and then Sunday, we did the commanders, and we just pretty much did just general gameplay as a guild. And then Sunday night, wait for it, I actually did GSF.
Oh gosh,
Hey.
yes.
JP and Blara, or JP and Dread got me into it, and I just decided to do it. So we played several matches. I actually never killed anything, but you know, I'm in that shipbuilding phase. So
Right.
Welcome to my world.
it was a lot of fun. And then, you know, a couple of times since then, I've jumped in just to Group Finder to do a match here and there. But that was my week.
Very cool. All right. Hey, Charlie. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been pretty average. I've not really done much in game, to be honest. I'm not the sort of person who's really sort of done the stronghold stuff, which you guys sort of do. I did do a long time ago. I just thought I'd put this out there because you guys were talking about stronghold stuff. I did start doing like a series on my channel. I called it Stronghold Showcase, where I actually got people to send in their strongholds to me. They just sort of send me a message in an email, and I actually went to their strongholds too. This is way back in January. I thought I'd put the first episode of that out. I only did like 3 episodes because it sort of started to get to a point where not many people were sending any more in. A few people have. I just haven't checked my email a long time, and I need to go back to that series and start doing more, because there's some really good strongholds out there, which which I want people to really see, to be honest. I haven't really done much. The thing is, I get all these decos from all these packs. I say I'm going to decorate my strongholds, but I never do. I'm just getting too lazy now. I don't know what's wrong
Give
with me.
them to me. I want them.
They're already on my account. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I
I'm
know.
sorry.
It's...
No.
That's
I've
cool
played
that you do that. I didn't know you did that. So I'll have to look at those videos.
The pack
The
videos or the
Stronghold.
Stronghold Showcase?
Oh, I've seen the pack videos. Those correct.
Oh, yeah.
The Stronghold showcases.
Yeah, it was only like I only did 3 episodes in January, and then I just sort of stopped. I tried to do like a schedule, but then the schedule just sort of breaks. My plan was to do like Stronghold Showcase, then a PvP match, PvP series, then KOTOR, and it just never worked.
Yeah.
On my channel, I'm just going all over the place. Did last week. I am probably one of the only people who but I wouldn't say it was fantastic. It was definitely better than the last 2 chapters, but I just found that it was just too, I don't know, too calm and collective for me, for my liking, really. Yeah, sure, there was a panic to begin with, but then it just went, whatever. It's giving more questions than answers, I'd say. And I'm not sure how I'm liking that. I just get the feeling that it's just going to build up to something lackluster, really.
Yeah. Scary.
I did play the Eternal Championship on the PTS a couple of weeks ago when it first started. Obviously, when it came out, the server went down, then came out again, server went down again, and then came back up. I still think it's quite average. I don't know about you, Tio, but I can't explain what it is. I just don't think it's great. Maybe when it comes to the actual live game, I'll like it.
Well, see what the final version is like. Its
Yeah,
replayability
but
may sort of wear thin after a while.
I mean, there are achievements where you can do it on, where you have to do it on every single class I saw, which maybe I'll go for that. You know, once you've done it once, you'll know how to do it the other 7 times. But I just can't explain why I don't like it. I only did like the first 5 bosses because I didn't want to spoil myself for the remaining 5.
Sure.
So I thought I'd wait until the actual live, till that actually goes live before I play it fully. Now, I don't know if you remember, I think it must have been when I was on the show, not the last time, but the time before that in October. I think that's when I started Rise of the Hutt Cartel on the Republic side. Was it back then? I think on the Republic side. I've only just finished that now. That is how slow I am.
Wow.
Finishing
No
content
Macab
in
gazebo
this
for
game.
you,
I've
huh?
just done the Republic side on Rise of the Hutt Cartel, my Jedi Consular. So I'll be going on to the Shadow Revan expansion. And if people who are watching my YouTube channel and are watching Jedi Consular, Shanda's about to get a romantic Imperial character in Shadow Revan, but that's all I'll say. Did a little bit of PvP on Halloway. I do like a PvP series called PvK, Player vs. Kranatoko. I'm not saying I'm great at PvP. I'm definitely not great at PvP, but it's just I try and I fail, and I enjoy it when I actually do. I'm reluctant to start up a video, but then when I'm actually doing the video, I enjoy it. Chaotic, and it's just I don't like doing arenas though because I always die. Like I'm the very first one to die in arenas.
I hate arenas.
Right.
But I haven't tried the new arena yet, so maybe I'll actually get around to that. I don't think you can do that at any level, can't you? The new arena that they got. I imagine so. I know you can't do a Destined Proving Grounds until level 65, but I think
For
because
thematic
you can't get to
reasons. Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, obviously. So yeah, I need to do a bit more on that. I need to change because I got the canister wrong. Everybody's yelling at me that I got the wrong canister, so I'll change that when I get back into doing that.
Oops.
And non-in-game stuff, which isn't part of this podcast, but I'm going to say it anyway because yay. Played lots of Quantum Break. It's a great game. Buy it. People will disagree. I've actually been going on the Wikipedia a lot, and I've been sort of looking. I've also been sorting out the Wikipedia for Quantum Break, so you might see me on there a little bit. And today I've been playing nothing but the new Ratchet & Clank. Be thinking, but you live in the UK, Charlie. How have you got the new Ratchet & Clank game? Well, there's ways. There's ways.
I'm sure they're perfectly legal.
Absolutely legal.
Well, because I spoke to a friend about it and I asked, is it legal? Is it illegal? And he said there's no problem because they don't really ban you for doing it, so just do it.
Sure.
So yeah, that's pretty much been my week or weeks in fun-ish.
Fun-ish.
Over to you, Tio!
Yeah, Tio, how about your week?
Firstly, is Charlie breaking up for everyone else, or is it just
Yeah.
me?
He is
A
breaking
fair
up.
bit, yeah.
It's probably my internet.
Are you uploading video by any chance?
No.
All right.
Are you downloading games?
Ah,
Uploading.
I don't think
That's more
my
like it.
consoles are off. I don't think Steam's downloading anything.
all right.
It's just my internet. My internet is always poor. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't stream
Okay.
now because of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sad. That's
All
me
right.
too.
Obviously, your recording should be fine.
Yeah.
Now, so as far as my week goes, I'm actually having a little bit of a break from Star Wars The Old Republic. I pop in every now and again, but for the most part, I'm just holding off. I will play again when Game Update 4.4 comes out on May the 3rd, so I can play the Eternal Championship for reals and the new chapter. So yes, I'm still subscribed, of course, but just having a little bit of time away because I'm generally a little bit unhappy with the direction the game is going, but I have hope. I have a lot of hope that from what James Olin, as we talked about last week, the kind of stuff he was saying, those MMO bits which I love, may actually be coming back. So, but for now, rather than getting too annoyed with anything, I'm just holding off. And
Not a bad idea.
real life is very much keeping me busy anyway, so I wouldn't have that much time to play. So anyway, rather than getting all bitter and twisted, I'm just stepping back. Anyway, so that's really all I've got to report. How about you, Chel?
All right. Well, let's do a shout out to the chat room. Atahayawas is here. Ben B55.55 is here. Bill 646. Blay is here as Blacklock Gaming. Beware 2, Darth Brundlefly, Dekion, Devil PvP TV, Dreadex, Drunken Dark Side Podcaster, Reggie, Evans 04111, Farseer Gahana. Hang on a second, it's there we go. Ganglotron Gas Guy is here. Jabeo, Hyperspace Beacon, Ignacio, Ikaioi. Charlie is here as Konotoko, Lint777, Lucas Sky Walrus, Merlin, Old Sarge, Siskaika, Thunder Lily, Tukagun1, Veil 0, Zamzam's here, X King 5V, and X Revan 23. Hello, everyone. Wow. All right. Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. Pretty basic for me this week as well. I would have been in game if I could have, but I had family over this weekend. Got a lot of good things done and had some good times, but no time for gaming. So that was over the weekend. Monday was my late wife's birthday, so we went to the cemetery. So no time there either. And then, but yesterday I did get in a PvP session, and I really like the whole Alliance-themed Warzone. It's very pretty, and you get to hear Lana sort of talk you through it, kind of. I stink at it. I have absolutely no idea like what this proper strategy is supposed to be. I mean, I get mechanics. I understand, holding the nodes and fighting, and all that good stuff. But I'm just not sure like when the best time to stay in one spot is, when the best time to move, all that sort of thing. How many people you should try to send to a new node if it pops up, all that stuff. So I really stank at it, but it is a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. I do like the fact that you get to see the Republic and the Alliance and the Empire characters on the same team. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, and plus, of course, I was rusty as hell because I've been away for like two weekends now, basically. So I was really rusty, but it was a lot of fun. So looking forward to doing more of that. Although this weekend again is going to be another crazy one. So, oh well, what you gonna do? All right, that'll bring us to the tip of the week, and we've got 5 tips this week. And Tio, why don't you start us off?
Our first tip is from Olsage. Hey guys, here's a good tip for anyone within the game who has a little difficulty remembering their rotations. Well, if you're anything like me, then even putting all of your abilities, plus medpacks, adrenals, quick travel, stance, and operations markers on your ability bars only uses up about 5 of them, and you probably keep the 6th hidden or disabled. Well, that 6th ability bar makes a great visual reference for the first 12 moves in your rotation. Simply enable it within the user interface tool, minimize the size a bit, which means scaling it down, place it in an out-of-the-way-ish area on your screen, and then drag and drop copies of your abilities in the order you use them in your rotation onto it. And that is good to know. You can take any ability and put it onto your action bars as many times as you like, so you can have it in 2 different spots.
Yeah.
Whether you click or keybind, it really doesn't matter, and you can continue to play normally, except that now you have a quick visual reference as to what ability comes next in your rotation, and you can quickly and easily see which abilities are procced and which are on cooldown. This will also help with establishing your muscle memory if you do keybinds, and will help you in operations, PvP, and flashpoints. Happy gaming!
Cool.
That's a great.
Interesting idea, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I think you would very quickly learn your rotation off by heart, and then it really does become muscle memory. But as a start, especially if you've got a lot of characters and you're swapping between them, really probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'm trying to get all of my bars to kind of look the same, because I play my Sork and I play my Sage. They're both healers, so basically they do the same thing. And for some reason, I still don't have those quick bars, or the bars all matching still yet. Alas.
Yeah, it definitely helps. I definitely try to do that. And I have certain abilities like the CC breaker that is the same on every character.
Yeah.
So just so I know where it is.
The R key for me. R.
All right, second tip is from Doc Naturalist of our own Utini Rage. Hi, everyone. I haven't heard anyone talk about this tip, so I hope it's helpful. Do you find yourself hitting the max limit with radiant crystals? Well, now you can turn them into dark matter catalysts with your friendly companion gifts vendor on Odessen for the low, low price of 300 crystals. With all the free gear dropped in the easy hard modes, there was no point in using the crystals to buy 220 gear. And now, so now you can buy the dark matter catalysts. I wonder how this will affect the price of dark matter catalysts moving forward.
I don't have that problem. Just gonna throw that out there that I don't even know what the max is because I'm pretty sure it won't reach it anytime soon. So won't be farming dark matter catalysts.
Still, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, it is a good way to use them.
All right. Our third tip is from Bamal Suj. You can get up to 999 of most, though not all, decorations from achievements. Remember, this is the change they made in Game Update 4.3. Where they upped the limit from 50 to 999 of all of your common decos. Now, we thought at first that this was just the ones you can purchase from vendors, but as we find out, it's a bit more. Bamal Suj goes on. For example, I wanted extra Zakul turrets for my 5th stronghold. Previously, I had the default 50, but now, with the new deco cap, I can have up to 999 by right-clicking on the decoration within the achievement window, and you can keep adding to that total. In addition to making an extra deco available, if you wanted an extra circular agent sign, each of these is also worth 2 prestige. So if you go from 50 to 999, that's 1,898 prestige per achievement deco. This works with any deco I found that you were previously granted 50 or from an achievement, though not from achievements that gave 10 or less, so no trophies or Datacron exhibits. But you can have 999 circular agent signs if you care to click the button enough. So I've heard people talk about this. I did wonder whether it was a mistake, a exploit, but it seems perfectly legitimate. You did earn the deco, and now they've just upped the limit. So why not let you get so many more?
It's a lot of clicking, though. I did it on a couple things that I thought would be cool, like the turrets and the things you get from the what is it called, Star Fortresses, because those are kind of cool.
Okay. Cool.
But I just got tired of clicking. I'm like, and 50's enough. I'm done.
All right, fourth tip is from Greg. Greg writes, "Hey guys, sending in a tip for my son Jack. Milsena from Utini Knights. If you have mounts on your quick bars, you can right-click them to quickly add them to your favorites." That's a new feature.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It's pretty cool.
No, I didn't either.
We also
Thank you.
got to meet Jack. Well, sort of. He was on the other day, and I was like, hey, Greg. And he's like, actually, this is my son. And I was like, okay, we'll look out for him.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. Our last tip is from Shiny. Most people know that heroics reward more credits with the more people you run them with, which is kind of bizarre, but that is the way it works. How this works exactly is that you multiply the bonus credits by each additional person in your group. So you're running with 4 other people. The quest rewards 10,000 credits and has no bonus objective. You would each only receive 10,000 credits. But if the quest has a bonus objective of an additional 10,000 credits, and your group completes it, you would each get the 10,000 credits for the normal objective and then an additional 40,000 credits, 10,000 for each member of your group, which totals 50,000 credits. If you were to do this same quest solo, you would only receive 20,000 credits total. This is the group content for Kotfi, and why GTN prices are skyrocketing, because there's a whole lot more credits in circulation, and thus prices are being pushed up. Effectively, it's inflation. And now that the mechanic is actually explained, that really sounds like a massive bug to me. That makes no sense why it would work like that. I suppose they could be encouraging people to work in groups, but really?
Yeah, I didn't know about that until I think Sukai told us about it, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And then I've been like, I got to go run the Tatooine Heroics. And I haven't done it. I mean, I've known about it for 2 weeks. I haven't done it, so. Oh, wow.
Awesome.
All right, by random allotment, the winner is Bamal Suj. So congratulations, you're the winner of a Tonfon or M83R droid pet code, courtesy of BioWare, and an OotiniCast provided cartel market pack from the latest shipment. And if you'd like a chance to win the same, please send your tips to OotiniCast@gmail.com by next Tuesday. And that will bring us to the holo feed. Tio?
All right, just before I continue, I am getting echo from someone. So someone's audio is a little too loud in their headset, or they're leaking. So Could you all have a quick check?
Check. 1, 2, 3.
Test.
We'd have to mute individual people.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all right. We won't worry about it. I'll just have to clean it up in post. That's okay. All right. Anything from chat we want to bring up? Just before we continue. We'll make a note of at least. We do want to mention Rachel's guide, but I'll do that later. Again.
Oh,
right.
I was running my, what is she? Trooper.
Yep.
And I'm doing the healer trooper. Combat medic, I think. And I got online and was Googling, and I was like, I gotta learn how to do this because people love it and they say it's great, so I should probably learn it. And I ran across her site and her instructions for PvP, but they work great for PvE too, and it was really cool. It was very clear. It was well written. I highly recommend it. Check it out. I Googled it a couple times, or Twittered it, tweeted it. Whatever, my brain is so gone.
Very cool. That's a bonus tip.
Here you go.
All right.
Going back to the just quickly going back to the fourth tip, I feel like BioWare should do what I think Blizzard would do with their patches. Because I think I remember a long time ago they used to do the main patch notes, and then just sort of somewhere in those patch notes, like at the bottom, they do a link to the sort of non-important patch changes. So I'm finding there are a lot of things which they are just adding, which people just aren't aware of anymore.
Right.
So it'd be nice if they could do something like that, so that people are aware.
A lot of them are probably unintended, but we'll cover a few of those. So this week, there was pretty much, I would say, almost no news. We are in that lull between the chapters and the producer live streams and everything else. Though we did find a few things to talk about. For example, yesterday, Police, from the Beyond the Stars podcast, tweeted out that free SWTOR server transfers are here. And let the rampant speculation commence. And he did tweet a list of what he saw in his character transfer page, which you can get to there via SWTOR.com in your account. That's where the character transfers are. That's where you have always been able to do and still do character transfers. Now, we know they had been on special, 19 cartel coins each, but apparently yesterday, for a brief window, they were free. Many characters as you like, and yes, completely free.
Yeah.
And so there was speculation that this had something to do with server merges, basically letting people move to specific server merges. So he's on the Harbinger, and he had the opportunity to move all of his characters to every other server if he wanted to. Yeah. Wow. So anyway, there was today another post about that from BioWare, who said, just to clear up any confusion, yes, server transfers did end up free for a period of a few hours last night. But it's not permanent. And don't panic. This isn't a precursor to anything. Apparently, they were having trouble with character transfers just prior to this, and they were doing some testing. And as part of that testing, they did zero the price. And
Oh, interesting.
this is what happened.
Dread posted on Discord something about that, and I got it this morning, so I don't know when it was sent. I didn't look. But then not even 5 minutes later, he was like, and that's over.
Yes.
So
I
obviously it was
certainly
a very
tried.
short window.
Yeah, I logged in to have a look at it as well, and it was all back to normal. So yes, if you were able to take advantage of it, good for you. And no one was banned for this. Musco did actually confirm that in a tweet. Someone was trolling about having been banned as a result of transferring several characters. Yeah, no. So it's all fine. So if you happen to take advantage of it, good for you. Well done. But yes, for everyone else, it's back to 90 cartel coins each, which is really not that much. So
I don't enjoy talking badly about BioWare, but of course, if people follow my videos, they'll know that I do talk badly about BioWare a lot, but I don't enjoy it. But I just feel like as of late, they've been doing a lot of things which requires a lot of explanation. Just things are just happening which they've not told people about, and people are just panicking, and it's happening far too often now.
Maybe people are just panicking too easily. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, they have good reason, I guess.
they always do. Remember, none of this is malicious or unintended or whatever. Well, they are running with a lean team. They've made no secret of this. It's just how they're operating, and with a big complex system, as we've talked about before, mistakes happen.
Let's all go work for BioWare.
I'd love to.
Remember, they are
Good visit.
extremely profitable, and the only way to stay profitable is to make sure your costs are low. But remember, they are investing in the next expansion. They're doing the Blur trailer, etc. I mean, we could all wish that they're spending a little more money on actual development. But remember, think of all those quality of life changes we had with Game Update 4.3. A lot of good things came out of that.
That's true.
So they are fixing things.
Yeah,
But
more to
little
come.
things break all over the place, but you just work through those things. And quality assurance, as again we talked about last week with Jeff Nyman, that tester who, with his blog post, it's really hard to test a big complex system. It just is. So a lot of things will not manifest, and every MMO experiences this, even the big guns like from Blizzard, they get this as well. You don't see bugs until it's live en masse, where you have all your players hit the servers at once. So it's understandable, Charlie. It's just, it would be nice if it didn't, but this is real life.
I can't imagine the number of things that you would actually have to go through to find all that stuff. And I'm kind of my brain is kind of an editing brain. Like, I'll see every spelling mistake everywhere and things like that. But I can't imagine like going through every conversation and making sure. I just can't imagine. It's overwhelming to think about. It's just crazy.
I feel bad for BioWare's QA testers. So they must have a fun
And
time.
there's any number of issues which will only show up when you have X number of players in a zone.
Yeah.
So
Right.
True.
no matter how hard they test, stuff is still going to break when you have a whole lot of people trying lots of things at once, and in
that's
ways
why-
they have no way they could imagine.
And that's where our responsibility to tell them about it comes in.
Yes.
And not be pissy about it. Just tell them.
I'm
Exactly.
just worried that it's going to get to a point one day where they're just going to have a bug and they'll just be like, sorry, we just can't fix this. It's like with the whole Batman Arkham Knight thing, where on PC it got to a point where they literally just couldn't fix it. It just worries me like that.
Blay just mentioned the horror that is race conditions, and yes, Blay, I know.
Yeah, B and I were kind of discussing this, thinking, all of the changes that have happened since 4.0 came out, all of the quality of life changes, the guild limit doubling, the decos doubling, or even more than that. If a game were being, if their roadmap had the word maintenance mode in it, they wouldn't be spending the money, the development time, or anything on all of these changes. They would just be kind of letting the status quo and making sure that they're squishing everyday bugs. But they're introducing a lot of quality of life changes and just making the game better.
Yes, no one said anything about maintenance mode, because that is not what this is. They are
No. I've
They are creating
read
content.
tweets and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
People think that because there's no operations or because there's no new flashpoints or whatever, that it's going away or it's on its last leg, and I don't believe that at all. I truly don't.
Now, as what Charlie said about some bugs that they just won't fix or can't fix, there should be no example of that in existence. That is, if you put enough time into anything, you can fix it. It may require a complete engine rewrite for some bugs, but for the most part, it just takes time. And no doubt there is this huge list of bugs internally in their bug tracking system, which I have no doubt that they have, and they're all prioritized. Some of those issues, if it only triggers on a few tiny percentage, of players, then they just will eventually get to it, maybe, or not, as the case may be. So, but any nasty stuff that hits a lot of people, they will fix fast.
Yes.
And there was
Usually
a
within day or two.
exactly there was an issue with the GTN on a number of servers where they just stopping up the search for stuff in the last few days. It was on Beggar and Colony, and they rolled that fix out within hours. It was to every server, even though it hadn't actually triggered. And that was just a server side, no need for a patch, just done, fixed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they will fix things, and they do have resource to do it, but it's a lean team, and they are still producing new content at the same time. All right, so let's talk about Outlaw's Den. This is the same thing with the commanders. Basically, if you go to Outlaw's Den now and you're in a gameplay focus area that is PvE, you will not get flagged. So
That's a bummer.
it is.
Takes
I'm
away the
glad we ran
specialness of the
people.
area.
Yeah,
It
I'm
does.
glad we ran people through there on the pod race then when we did.
So
Yeah.
there is now literally nothing special about Outlaws Den. It's like any other area. Previously, of course, on a PvE server, if you went to Outlaws Den, you were automatically flagged. Now, not so much.
Right.
Man, that
Well,
sound used to
there's-
panic
People still
me.
go
If
there?
I'm not going to hear it anymore, that's going to be
There's-
sad.
Yeah. There's a couple of unique things about it. I mean, you can buy a shortcut just to go straight to it, for one thing. And it does have the little Warzone chest that you can get little Warzone comms out of. So there's a few little special things about it. But yeah, without the auto flagging, it definitely loses a lot of its punch.
Yes, especially trying to collect that HK part.
And remember, you were flagged in such a way that any other player outside your group
Yeah.
was hostile to you. So it wasn't just other faction, it was actually proper, as it is, well, was on the Western Ice Shelf. So if you
Right.
go into a PvP focus area now in Outlaws Den, I don't know if it is now just regular PvP or they have continued that mechanic where every other group is hostile within that area. I have a suspicion they haven't, but I guess someone should actually test that out. Now, what they should do is things like the HK51 parts, which you can only get from that area. So that was always a bit scary going there from a PvE
was.
server. You get flagged, you have to get the parts. Now you can do it without any problem. What they should do is make anything like that only available in the PvP gameplay focus. So you do have to actually switch to the PvP instance to actually get that stuff.
Yeah,
But for
you
now,
should. That's a good idea. I like that idea.
yeah.
I'm going to go out on the limb and
It's
say
gonna
that
be that way, I
Ilum
agree.
is as it should be, I guess.
The Western Ice Shelf of Ilum, I believe what they said is all those quests for the Rakghoul stuff, which did require PvP, are PvP quests which you can only complete in a PvP gameplay focus. So that means that
Oh, you have to
in the
switch.
PvE instance, you do the north, and you'd have to go into a PvP instance to do the south, making it effectively equivalent to what it is now. But you can't get flagged and then still be flagged when you're doing the north side, because as soon as you switch out of the PvP instance into switch out of PvP into PvE, the flag goes away.
Okay.
So it makes it cleaner. And as
Oh,
I've
that's
said
cool.
before, I'm a real fan of this, but yeah. All right. Now, next, just briefly in the news, if you weren't subscribed, if you subscribe by April the 11th, you will get 500 cartel coins bonus. If you're already subscribed, well, you're already subscribed. You don't get nothing. So yes, this is like a little bonus that just appears in the launcher, and I do like the way the new launcher is designed. So all the messaging that comes up is really like for maintenance. You have to click through it to actually play the game, so it's hard to miss. But they put all kinds of stuff there, and one of them was a special offer for you. Get 500 extra cartel coins if you sub by April 11th.
Which
So you
was
could be
Monday, so
Yeah,
we're past
too
it.
late. Just a way to boost the numbers, maybe. Just a way to encourage players to sub again and enjoy the story. Who knows? The next quarterly results for EA will be most interesting, but we will see.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing we talked about with Game Update 4.3 that came out, we get our 5th stronghold unlocked, and we were told definitively that your
Definitively.
conquest bonus would be calculated by taking your top 4 most completed of the 5 strongholds, each contributing a maximum of 25%, for a total of 100% conquest bonus. Well, apparently it turns out that it's not really working like that right now, and you can actually just decorate your 5th stronghold and get an extra 25% for a max of 125%, which is exactly what they said wouldn't happen. So I haven't tested this, and I personally would not invest the time because I suspect this may be going away, given that was not their intention. But at least for now, it may be possible to get over 100%. But yeah, if anyone has tested this and can confirm, please let us know. Hopefully, it will be fixed sooner or later. Yes. All right. Next, group queuing for PvP was kind of broken for a while. Bioware said they're looking into it. If you went in a group and you did a group queue for PvP, it would take 15 or 20 minutes. Whereas if you were solo queuing, the queue would pop normally. It was a real mess. So that may have been only on one server or multiple. Anyway, so there was something weird going on. I haven't heard anything about it recently, so it may have been resolved. But yes, if you're seeing weirdness in the group queue, that's why.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the Eternal Championship was on the PTS. Apparently, they are, by the time you hear this, the PTS will be closed. They have said they're closing it down. It will go live on May the 3rd, day before Star Wars Day, May the 4th, in-game update 4.4. So remember, you will have to have completed Chapter 9 and have done the Find a Findsman mission, so to start unlocking the Alliance alerts. And apparently that will trigger the Baldar Alliance alert, and that will eventually lead you to the Eternal Championship, which you have to complete to get Baldar as a companion. Or at least have done so much of it to get him as a companion.
Good.
So yes,
I'm just wondering when
coming
we'll see,
soon.
Jakaro again. When we'll see him.
Oh, interesting idea.
Yeah.
Last we saw of him, of course, was at the end of Shadow of Revan, and him and his little droid. Yeah, no sign. Maybe they will make some appearance once more. Now, other Star Wars news. So let's just geek out briefly. The Rogue One official teaser trailer for the movie. This is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Remember, this is not part of the official chapters. This is not Chapter 8. That will be coming in 2017, next year. This is Rogue One, which is a standalone story. It is set just before A New Hope. It chronicles the stealing of the plans for the original Death Star.
Right.
We won't go into too much detail with the trailer because there are many other Star Wars podcasts that have no doubt analysed this frame by frame. You can find the frame by frame analyses on the interwebs as much as you like. They're all out there. Lots of people have done it. There's a female character, looks amazing. My reaction to it, I really enjoyed it, and if this will sound bizarre, it felt like real Star Wars to me. But because that's what I grew up with. It's
Yeah.
you had the AT-ATs, you had the original Death Star with the super laser being put into place. All classic stormtroopers, classic everything.
Yeah, those crazy
So-
helmets that go way back to the back of their head.
Yes.
That was the thing I noticed. I'm like, oh, that's from the first movie. Yeah.
The
Like I
female
was saying-
protagonist is badass. It's all
Yeah.
good.
It's like I was saying a long time ago on one of the episodes of the podcast where I think I mentioned I wanted there to be like a horror sort of Star Wars film. It feels like now they are starting to delve into different types of genres. So it's like this will actually now feel like, I guess, like a war film compared to the other film.
Yeah.
I guess
Oh, yeah.
the other films just haven't really felt very warlike. This one sort of will. So they are it does feel like they are delving into different types of genres in the universe that they could try and go for. And so that's just what's got me excited, really. It's a different take.
I agree. And dark. It will be dark, which just means a drama. The Force Awakens obviously had a fairly light feel to it for the most part. There were a few down moments, obviously. But for the most part, it was light. For the most part, yeah. Though I've heard episode
It's not
8.
Batman versus Superman dark.
Oh, with episode 8, from everything we've heard, it has gone darker, just like Empire Strikes Back was darker compared to A New Hope. We will see, but certainly Rogue One, yeah. And did everyone see Mon Mothma, who
Yes.
last we saw in Return of the
Yes.
Jedi at the end of the attack on the second Death Star? There she was, and the actress they found, different person, remarkably like the actress who played the original.
The actress that's playing her in Rogue One is actually the same actress that played her in Episode 3.
Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah, you don't really recognize her.
She aged remarkably well.
She's
That's
wearing like a
amazing.
different costume, I think.
So, add 13 years or however long it's been since Episode 3, and now we're getting an older Mon Mothma.
That was in '83.
Wow, it has been 13 years.
No, episode 3 was like 2001
Oh, episode
or
3.
something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
episode 3.
2006,
Not right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 6.
I think.
Still
Yeah,
pretty
so-
cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just had a
Yeah,
bit
great.
part as one of the senators.
And
I
she
believe.
does look like
Yeah.
the original one as well.
Yeah,
very
she
much
did. I was like, how did they get what? I was like, is she
Yeah,
in
how did they
frozen in
reverse age her
carbonite?
from reverse age her from 1977 when they
Seriously.
when they first filmed it?
Yes. All right. So yes, Rogue One coming out this year, 2016, December 16th, and apparently that coincides with Fiona actually finishing her this year's work. So
I'm gonna be a doctor.
Yep.
35
Congratulations.
weeks and 2 days, people. 35
Very
weeks
exciting.
and 2 days.
Dr. Fee and
Dr. Fee.
and
I
Rogue
told
One.
Fee that we could swing by and pick up her diploma after the movie.
It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I have to walk to graduate.
All right, let's talk community news briefly. Now, we did mention it last week, but I'll mention it again. Zam, that's Rachel's Odessa Proving Ground, the 8v8 Warzone. Her guide is excellent, and this time I will actually link it. So if you need a overall guide to how the Warzone works, we highly recommend that guide. It is excellent. Now, next, our friend Knight, who you have heard many times on this podcast. He's the guy who sends in the audio clips from his car. Now, he has done his own podcast with a friend of his. It's called Have a Nice Day Cast, which is based on the name of their guild. And episode 1 is out. I will provide the link in our show notes. You can find it at haveanicedaycast.podbean.com.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. So they talk. It is a SWOTOR podcast, Star Wars: The Old Republic podcast, with a focus on PvP, because that's what those guys do. So
Oh, interesting.
yes, well worth a listen, and welcome to the SWOTOR podcast community, guys.
Nice.
The big question, is he recording it from his car?
We wondered whether he would be doing that, and no, they're not.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
All right, now, Deck, do you want me to hand over to you for this?
Yeah, I just have a couple of things. We are going to be doing an Extra Life Day sort of teaser event later on in May or June with the Unholy Alliance and Wiki Mistake Guild. Right now, I'm working with Moxies and Jesse, and we're still ironing out some details, but that's coming up. And then I just wanted to talk a little bit about our website, OotiniGuilds.engine.com. It's our new guild site for both Ootini Knights and Ootini Rage. This week we hit our 50 registered members, which is pretty cool because it's only been up since the first of the month. So it's kind of taking off, and we have all of our guild events, our raid events. We're going to start having contests. We have little polls. Our forums, we're posting links to things like Zamzam's Odessa Warzone guide. It's actually already been posted there. So if you have a chance, come by and take a visit, and that's OotiniGuilds.engine.com.
And thanks to everyone who's already signed in. I was like, people don't want to sign up for more things, but everyone has, and it's been great, and it's made at least my life, because I'm sort of a control freak about it, easier knowing who's going to show up. Just instead of being like, well, here we are, hoping someone's going to play with us today, there's actually people signed in. So it's great for me, personally. It takes away a little bit of my stress. So
yeah, it's a great initiative by you guys. So thank you, Dekion mainly, who did the setup, with able assistance from the other deck officers in our Ootini Knights and Rage Guild. So thank you all. Nice work.
And Extra Life, I don't know, should we say something about what Extra Life is? Do people just know what that is?
Let's go into more detail next time it comes up.
Okay, perfect.
All right, Jill, that's pretty much... And that's what I usually say. And that's the news.
All right, that'll bring us to the Academy. And this week, Swotarista will tell us all about planetary conquests.
Insert fascinating discussion about conquest, so thank you very much, Swotarista.
Yes, that was great.
All right, and that'll bring us to the Force Feedback, where we read out your tweets and emails. And last week, Bro Nelly asked at the end of the show, how psyched are you for the world drops coming back? He later commented, very nice episode. I had to leave really early, but this is what I was talking about with world drops. And there's a Delphi.net link.
I don't know what that is at all.
Yeah,
or maybe I do by a different name.
Some of the old SWOTOR classic armor sets are available on the fleet vendor currently on the PTS. And this was from Dolphy, as she is the this is Dolphy reporting on this, and they will make it to live servers in patch 4.4. These armors are adaptive, able to be worn by any class, and bound on Legacy. They are, however, faction-specific in appearance, haven't seen those for a while, and will retain their appearance when sent to an opposite faction als. So you can send Vendetta set to your Republic character, and it will retain the Imperial appearance. Now that's cool, as opposed to just magically flipping over when you equip it on the other faction. They cost 20 to 30 common data crystals, or at least they did on the PTS per piece, and is sold by the adaptive gear vendor in the supplies section of the fleet next to the level 10 mod vendor. So how about that?
Yeah. And there's some nice looks in there. Yeah.
At least they're not putting them on the cartel market. You actually can actually get them. So awesome. So yes, now that we know about it, we are indeed looking forward to it. So thank you, bro.
Farseer wrote in, you can get the Flourish emote from the Cartel Market or the GTN. I think it looks cool. I wonder, what is that Flourish? I know the Mount Flourish is, but what's the regular Flourish emote?
So I haven't got this myself, but I did look it up on YouTube, and it seems that you pull out your lightsaber and then whirl it around a bit. Appears to be the Flourish emote, yeah. So if anyone can contradict me, please do, because I only just quickly looked that up.
Yeah, it's a very cool, sort of almost like a samurai form with your swords. It looks very awesome.
What happens if you don't have a lightsaber?
Good question.
You just wave your arms in the air. Like it just
Never tried out my bounty hunter.
You just don't care, right?
Oh gosh.
Swings his pistols, I think.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh wow, yeah, it
like,
looks really cool actually. So
it's like
that's
those
worth
legacy,
getting.
like the what is it, agent showing off your agent legacy or whatever. Those are funny too. I don't know if anyone knows about those, but you can hashtag or not hashtag back. What's it called?
You get them when completing a class story, don't you?
Yeah, and it's a / agent or something, and then you do this fancy move.
You get your class.
Some of them look silly because they don't fit the class you're in, but it's kind of funny anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And Zamzam, Rachel, confirms that it does work with all weapons, not just lightsabers. So I'd love to see a non-lightsaber version. I'm sure it's out there on YouTube. I'll try and look those up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Farseer also writes, check out the great Star Wars socks, and there's a stance.com link in the show notes. Which pair would you get? Well, they are for kids, but if it would fit me, I like the Han versus Boba Fett look. That's kind of fun.
For
me.
For our daughter, I'd probably get the Leia ones. It's kind of a no-brainer, really. Though the R2-D2 ones are pretty cool as well.
I have to look now.
I have some
Because I can
amazing
fit in
BB-8
kid
socks.
socks.
Hey, there you go.
I have some amazing BB-8 socks. I was trying to find them, but I can't find them. But they are so cool.
They've got they're nice designs. You immediately know exactly which character they are, but they're a little simplified and a little cartoonified, I guess you might say. But
Wow, these are really
in a good way.
cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh man, more things to buy.
Indeed.
All right. Warscream writes, I found that your companion buffs disappear after dismounting. Is this new?
Yes, and I actually tested this out myself because I was curious. In some cases, it works fine, but in others, when you dismount, yes, your companion does not have your buffs. As you know, when you buff up, your companion is buffed as well. Usually when you mount on your speeder, you dismount, the buffs are still there because they haven't expired, but now they are being wiped.
And I see that it's not consistent either.
Yeah.
I've seen this for some
Sometimes
time,
it would work,
actually.
sometimes it wouldn't. It
Yeah,
seems
this is
for
not...
some reason on the fleet, it would always work correctly, but if I were my stronghold, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I haven't noticed a pattern as to where, but ever since this expansion, I would say, companions buffs have been very scattered for me.
Right. So if you want to be effective, though, once you've got a rank 50, I'm sure it doesn't really matter that much. You may as well just check to make sure. You can see little buff icons over your companion. And if they're not there, just buff yourself again and they will get buffed. It's a shame it's necessary, but yeah, you should check that every time you mount. Or use like priority transport or anything like that if you zone, because they could disappear in that case as well, which is what happened to me.
Yeah. Wacky.
So thank you for that, Brian.
All right, Cal wrote, random thought regarding Utini Meetup. I don't think anyone called me by my real name. I was always Cal.
That's funny.
Art imitating life.
I'm sure I called him Daniel at least once, but yeah, Cal is easier, that's for sure. Pretty sure everyone called me T.O., that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, and Blay wrote back to Cal at one of my guild's meetups. One of my raid team said, yes, I know his real name, but I'm still going to call him Blay.
Yes.
Yep,
Both Jill and myself have made no secret of our real names, and
Yeah.
Right. And I think we used to call each other by our screen names more often, but nowadays we've kind of slipped to the regular names a lot.
Depends on how much real life you're getting involved in, I think. Then you
that's
become
true.
more
At
involved
some point.
in real names.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
yep.
And especially as soon as you get into that conversation where there's someone not involved with the online aspect of it, then it gets
Then it
really
just
awkward.
gets weird. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
All right, Greg wrote, so excited for next chapter getting Vet back. She was my first ever companion and one of my favorites.
Well, it's not
You know-
really a spoiler because they put it in the trailer. It's like everywhere.
I haven't watched the trailer. See, I
Yeah.
specifically don't watch those trailers anymore because I'm trying to avoid knowing the next companion that's coming out.
Right.
Because that's one of the few things I can look forward to now is like some sort of surprise for that. It's such a pet peeve of mine. So, that's awesome. But
All right, so what do you think, guys? Should we just cut this one because it's a spoiler?
It depends on which one you mean. It's kind of a spoiler for
I'd
that,
say
and I guess
they've
technically
had
it's a spoiler
a
that
good
Vet's
week
the first
to play.
companion.
Yeah, that's true too. Now we'll leave it. It's fine.
yeah, you can, it's fun to hear me rant a little, you know?
Yeah, it's already out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ace wrote in, listening to my first OotiniCast in months, it's disturbing how easily I fall back into the groove of SWTOR.
Yes,
It's very easy to play, yes.
it is. And to catch back up again, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And Father Josh of the Drunken Darkside podcast writes, first and foremost, just want to get out of the way how much I enjoy your podcast.
Get
Thanks,
it out
Father
of the way.
Josh. When we first were starting to show up on our show of 10 weeks ago, I played a sample of OotiniCast for my co-host and asked him, do you think we'll get this kind of quality refinement structure and generally well-rounded kind of show? I understand our subject matter is rather different, but... To which he just turned to me and said, probably not. For one thing, they're sober.
Oh, boy.
Which is probably the reason why Drunken Darkside can be rather vulgar and NSFW, so that's a fair warning. Don't have your speakers on with
Clearly
family.
didn't listen to the teeny meetup one. Clearly not. A long time ago.
Did we swear?
No, but there was a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's right.
I think we were
There's
daring
probably
people
some
to drink.
swearing.
That was fun to listen to.
It was. It was cool to watch. It was very cool to watch.
So yeah, so fair warning, don't have your speakers on with family around just in case. And second, I can't believe my tip made it into your broadcast. I was so excited I immediately called my co-host and told him, get on Twitch, my tip made it into the show. And after about 30 seconds of hearing him frantically trying to log in, I hear him start yelling that he has to reset his router. That, of course, didn't work, and just as you folks are finishing the segment, he declares, I'm calling Comcast, it's war now.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a funny story.
It is.
I'm
so-
going to give away something about Dekian. He got super excited the first time one of his tips was on your show. So we understand that.
It's
Yeah,
true. Yep.
I tell you, something about podcasting. It's just that's how I got involved. So
Way back in the day, yes.
Yeah, send in some video or rather audio to a couple of podcasts that I liked and listened to, and yeah, it was very exciting.
Yeah. Now, thank you very much, Father Josh and Darth Traven. The guys who do that, I have listened to their latest episode. They are a general Star Wars podcast, so if you just want to hear about general Star Wars news, and they are very much not safe for work, there is lots of swearing, but that's okay, because it's really entertaining. So, yeah, another good show, and there's a lot of Star Wars podcasts out there. This one is actually quite good, and these guys actually play Star Wars The Old Republic, so
Oh, cool.
Nice.
awesome.
All right, Nick Woods writes in, Hi, OotiniCast. Been curious for a while now about casual players and guilds in SWTOR. I still think of myself as a newbie-ish player. I've got my first ever toon, a sage, at max level, but still don't really know how to play the character the best. Listening to the OotiniCast podcast for a little over a year now, and the guild sounds like it'd be a pretty cool aspect of the game to be part of. I'm definitely a casual player. I don't know if filthy is justified or not, but casual for sure. Almost exclusively am only able to find time to play on weekends, and still mostly am progressing through vanilla content. I've PvP'd only a handful of times and tried doing the 16-man thing during the Rakghoul event once. Things. See? Noob.
Rakghoul thing, 16-man
Right.
thing.
If I was in the Teen Knights Guild, would my current playstyle be more in the way? I'm just trying to understand what's expected of a guild membership. I've heard how much work can go into preparing for large raids that any MMO has, and don't know when I'd be able to invest that much time. I love the show, and the new Academy section is great. Thank you, Nick.
Well,
That's
just
a
on
really
the subject,
good letter.
it is. Just on the subject of preparing for operations raids in Star Wars: The Old Republic, it is far, far less than in other games. There's basically no preparation you really have to do. You just have to turn up. It's usually good to have the base level of gear required. You don't need consumables. Well, you do need consumables, but they are really, really easy to get. Your skins, etc.
People
and
usually
adrenals.
have them if you join it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So don't let that put you off. The story mode versions of the operations are actually very approachable for even the new player, as long as the group is sort of willing to guide you along, and even if they're not, you can probably sort of work it out as you go. Now, you guys want to talk about the guild in terms of?
Yeah, I would say that I haven't met anyone in the guild yet that's not willing to explain pretty much everything. I know that right now we're trying to get our progression group going, but even still, we're not hardcore. You know, we're still going through and understanding the mechanics for when we start doing maybe the hard mode or the nightmare mode. But yeah, it's all story mode, and yeah, everybody, you know, definitely is welcome. You know, if we need to put up more operation runs, then by all means, we will pack them in the week, and I'm sure that we can get people to, you know, help new players or people that are new to operations run through them.
Right.
We had 2 people in the Terror from Beyond that had never completed an op, so that was fun because that's kind of what got Dekion and I involved in the guild and wanting to play more often, is because we had help when we were at that spot. We wanted to be helpful to people who were in that spot. So when we finished that op, I was like, we just did that. We just did what we wanted to do. This is so cool. And we're by no means amazing in doing things. I've done that op twice now, so I couldn't explain it and run people through it. But
everyone has to start somewhere.
Come on out.
Really.
Yes,
Exactly.
and we understand that. We don't just say we understand that, we actually do. Because I've come across people who are like, oh no, we're understanding. And they seriously aren't. Promise, we'll be nice.
But as far as our guilds go, it's worth mentioning that there is no requirement to raid.
No.
If you want to, you're more than welcome to join the guys who are doing it, but you can just join and just be as casual as you like, as filthy as you like. It's fine. We don't mind. And yeah, even if you just want to be there just to see other people in guild chat and just talking casually as you do missions, that's fine. Completely fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's a general gaming guild. It's not designed just for operations or PvP or anything else specific like that.
It's designed
You don't have to
fun.
try out.
It's just for fans of the show.
Yeah, we just want to have fun, and we welcome everyone.
Now, if you happen to be Joe, that does come up as previous shows. Sweateriska brings him up
Joe.
occasionally. That's unfortunate, but we would probably adapt anyway and coach you along to be not Joe. So
We've all been Joe at one point or another. We even had a Leroy Jenkins in our Terror from Beyond.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Oh yeah, I was
But we
joeing it
got
up
through
in the new Warzone this week. I tell you that.
Showing
I
it
had
up.
no idea where to go.
She had no idea she was going to start this whole culture of Joe, did she?
No, but
Pretty
it's
cool.
funny.
It is
So
funny.
Blaze says he prefers Joe to Koth. So
Oh, wow.
yes. Yeah, that's.
See,
yeah.
I like Koth.
No, I'm kind of with him on that one. Actually, he's kind of annoying and a bit.
I wonder if
fanatist as
that's
well.
a man-woman thing. I mean, I know there's not a whole lot of women in this game, or any games, but... I've
Probably
been-
more than you
I've-
think.
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah. But I've seen that as sort of like a trend. Most of the men don't like Koth, and most of the women do. It's interesting. Just a generalization, not a hard fast truth, just saying. But I've noticed. So tell me what you think.
There's just something about, I don't know what it is about Koth that I dislike. I guess he's just too safe about everything, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going
He's
with
also
that.
he's also a Valky fanboy. I mean, that's not good.
That's true.
Right,
That
that's
is
true.
one of the things I'm like, God, do you even use your head at all, ever?
Yeah. Well,
I kind of
can't-
like him better as a hologram in my stronghold.
Indeed. All right. Now, is there any questions or anything that we would like to talk about before we close out?
I haven't been watching chat, so I don't know what's going on over there.
No. Let me just as we finish, there's some quality of life features. There is a post on Reddit which I'll link to. It has all kinds of really good stuff. It's by a guy who calls himself Crew, Croue, and it's huge list of quality of life stuff. And what I think we're going to be doing is just covering some of the stuff week by week. Today we'll just cover the quick get a security key onto your account. This is like one of his pre-tip tips, because you will get
Right.
100 cartel coins per month, and they have extended that, so you don't even have to be a subscriber to get this anymore. So add your security key, and you don't need the actual security key app for your phone. You can actually use Google Authenticator, or if you just want to have it on Windows, you can use WinAuth, which just runs as a normal program on your PC, so you don't even need a smartphone for that. And you will any of those you can use, and you'll get 100 cartel coins per month just for turning up, even if you're preferred or free.
Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Or, if you're old school, you'll still have the original security key, which I do.
Nice.
I do too.
Me too. I keep it on my keyring, but its battery died long ago.
Yeah, of course.
I don't dare put it on my keyring because I'm so worried I'm going to lose my keys and then I wouldn't be able to get into Swim Tour and I'd have to call like support and everything. And I just,
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a
don't
pain
deal
when
with
you
that.
when I
And
switched.
a
It was
reminder-
it never leaves my desk. Never.
If you actually want to remove the security key from your account, they fixed this a long time ago. You do not need to call anyone. You
Oh,
can just
really?
do it through the
Okay.
website. Yes, it's very, very simple now. So that is a beautiful system, completely automated. And yeah, Charlie actually has one of the physical security keys. Used to be able to buy them. They haven't sold them for a long time. So it's all
I
phone
wonder
apps
if I have
at this
mine with
point.
me.
Yep.
Show it if I do. I don't think I have it, but I have one too. Deckian bought it for me.
Bit of a collector's item.
Yep.
Yes. We should all tweet out our security keys.
Now, this won't make it to the published version. There was a video linked about BioWare. I think SWOTOR Economics linked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, by a couple of former writers, and we are not going to talk about it because that's just a couple of guys bitching, and you may or may not think they're accurate. Personally, I'm taking it with a couple of grains of salt, so
Yeah.
whatever.
I saw it and
Like
then
they've
it
made other
disappeared.
videos about other things too, so it just looks like a series of or their
Yeah.
channel or whatever.
Whatever. So yes, that will not be on the live show because it's just nothing, not worth talking about, to be honest.
I would much rather watch Granatoko open packs.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, so any
Wow,
questions turn
wow.
up, or shall we close out?
That's all I've seen. All right, then,
right.
that's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Harbinger server, or in our Guild on the Empire side, do a /c join Utini to join the Utini channel. Then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to utinicast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @utinicast. You can find contact details for all of us on our website, utinicast.com, which includes how to subscribe to us using iTunes, Stitcher, and the rest. We record the show live every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Go to utinicast.com/live to find out how to join in. Our theme song is Doomsday by Jean-Paul Zogby. Thank you to the chat room. And thank you to Fiona, Deckian, and Granatoko.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you next week.
All right, keep recording. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm going to stop the broadcast now because I just need to take a second. But yeah, we will be back next week. So take it easy. Stopping the broadcast and the stream.
So
All
did
right,
we
guys,
get new music?
All right, could everyone just hover over your stop button?
Oh, wait.
And I'll count you down. Everyone ready?
No,
Hang on.
no.
All right, I'm ready.
Not ready.
3.
Not ready.
Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, stop.
Okay.
All right, start your exports, and I'll be right back.
No, it's not new music. I think they had to change the ending of the outro because the website which they were
Because
advertising
Mevio went
no longer
away.
exists.
Yeah, the
They
website
explained
went
it.
away.
I think it was not last week's, but the week before. I think was it.
Yeah,
Can you explain that?
Swartarista was talking about it, and it was like 2 years ago that it went away.
Yeah, and it went, right, it went out in 2014 sometime.
Sounds amazing.
Oh gosh.
We didn't bother to check. I mean, it's not
Right?
like we were that interested in it. We were only doing it because we were obligated to. That's what they said. Hey, you can use this for free if you give a shout out to the to the website every time, and we did.
Hey, did anyone else notice Tio kind of flipped his screen during the middle of the cast?
No.
Flipped it what, left to right?
Yeah, it looked like it was mirrored. Instead of him facing to the left, he was facing to the right.
He has one of them. Twitch goes one way, and YouTube goes the other way, or OotiniCast goes the other way. I noticed that.
Okay.
Yeah, so he might have somehow